Davante and Aaron are on the same page.
I'm the one, you the two. We complete each other. Go best friend. Let me hype you up.
Aaron Rodgers to Davante Adams, unstoppable.
I would never leave your side. That's what friends are for.
They're back. Let's bring him in here. I believe coming to us from the Rodgers residence, wearing a Taco Bell hoodie, wearing green in a 17 on the field earlier today. How was your first day of school, Davante Adams?
It was good. It was good. It was a lot. It started early, but it was good. Successful day.
If the Netflix cameras on receiver were following you around the last 48 hours, paint the picture of what they'd see.
They see it would start with a lot of stress. It would start with a lot of uncertainty, and then it would transition to a little bit of a red-eye flight to showing up really early here and getting right to business, going to get a physical and doing all that fun stuff that comes with being traded. So it's been a lot, but it's been fun.
So you get there, you show up at the facility, all that happens. What was the energy like when you actually got to meet the team for the first time?
It was good, man. It was good. I was well received from the team. I mean, it was honestly a much better feeling than I even anticipated. A lot of these guys been hoping that this would happen a while ago, but everything happens for a reason, and I never really questioned guys' timing. So like I said, it was the defense, the offense, everybody. A lot of people in the locker room just from playing around for, 11 years or so. I've come across a lot of these guys before, played with a few of them. So a lot of familiar faces. So it made it a lot better just getting acclimated over here in Jersey.
Thanks for making the time for us. I know you have a lot going on. You said uncertainty. What was the uncertainty about? What was uncertain?
Well, I mean, when you're going through this process, it's never easy. It's never easy, period. The free agency is already hard enough, let alone when you're in the middle of the season and trying to find a new home and you're saying, hey, come get me. And they say, hey, we'd love to, but, we got to give up this and we got to pay you that. And a lot of times mid-season teams have already decided what they're going to do money-wise. And it's not easy to make this type of acquisition. So obviously we knew it was something that had been being talked about for a really long time, but then it kind of just transitioned into, legit reality within the last 40 hours or so, and had the last minute kind of hop on a flight, get over here. And once I showed up, it still hasn't fully hit me yet, but we got right to work today. So it was cool, but it was pretty fast paced, that's for sure.
How helpful has Aaron been?
I mean, he's been very helpful, but you'd be probably surprised how much of the information from, my Green Bay days and obviously playing in Vegas, there's a lot of familiarity with the offense there too, because it's basically the same system and yet he comes from this system. So a lot of the stuff I actually remember from before. So brushing up on a few things, some signals. Aaron was testing me last night. I'm here staying at his crib till I get my situation figured out. And you'd be surprised how many signals he threw at me. I think I was probably like 95, 97% on the signals from, 2014 all the way to 2021. So I had kept some of it still in the memory bank, so that helped.
Yeah, it's Green Bay, it's Hackett, it's, 2019, 2021. I was thinking about that a lot today as I was hearing rumors that you were deep into the playbook even yesterday when you arrived and wanting to learn and pick up to things. How long is it going to take you to get to, I think I would say like peak 2021 Rodgers Davante. How long do you think?
Not another 8 years, so that's good. But it's if that was the case, then that would probably have deterred my decision to come here. But I think just the cerebral approach is, the way we connecting from a mental standpoint, understanding where he wants me, what type of plays he wants versus certain looks and all that stuff. All that's still there. So that's really half the battle. And then the other part is just getting used to how I move again. And, it hasn't been too long since we were together, really. I mean, it's been a few seasons, but getting out there today and doing some walkthrough, jog through, and talking through some stuff last night, going over the script and just getting, refamiliar with everything. It was a lot more smooth today than what I anticipated as far as, the information I retained and so forth. So I don't think it'll happen overnight, but it's definitely something that we can pick back up on pretty quick.
Are you feeling pressure? Do you ever feel pressure? This is a huge move, 2-4 team, across the country, New York market. A lot of people, you're the savior. You sort of said, like, I'm not that, but do you feel pressure? Do you feel any of that?
I mean, to be honest, no, I don't feel any pressure with it, because when you start feeling pressure, that means you're playing for other stuff. You're playing for other people. You're playing for I don't really care to get the approval or, good job from anybody. So at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me, in my career, and to come over here and help a team that is a really talented team win. So at the end of the day, if that would create pressure for the next man, then I feel really sorry for him, because for me, it's just so much internal motivation, and I'm so just excited to have fun and come out here and just have a great time playing ball with a guy that I know knows me well and I know him well, and that's a recipe for success. So if you put the work in and you're talented enough, you should just have faith in your preparation and your ability, and you shouldn't feel that pressure.
Do you remember the last touchdown Aaron threw you?
The last touchdown? Now I want to think. I don't think I scored in the Niner game. Who do we play before the Niners? See, sometimes I couldn't even tell you who we were supposed to play last week when I was on the Raiders. So
I want to show it to you because I think it really speaks to your chemistry. This is it, Week 17, 2021 Vikings. This is freelance, Davante, right?
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's a great clip, and good call by you too, because not that you know the freaking play and the design of what we're trying to do, but this is not at all the look we were looking at, and we practiced this probably against 3 different looks. They did some weird stuff. I think they may have even busted the coverage a little bit, but to be on the same page enough, and that's what allows you to maximize the opportunities you have, because the next man may not have thrown that ball because he's been all thrown all out of whack at the fact that they're running something different than what we practice against. And when you're practicing in a week, you typically have at least 2 different looks that you're looking at. So when they did that and dropped me going inside, and I had to kind of change my angle and to still get the ball, know where to throw it, and me to catch it and get down, like that's a really underrated play right there that deserves more credit, just as far as the camaraderie we have.
It speaks so well to the because I was thinking, like, when's the last time? Like, let me relive that. It speaks. That was supposed to be a drag route, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to cross here, saw opening, and just kind of found that.
But he finds you immediately.
He knew what I was going to do. It wasn't, but it was just based off what he's seen. He knew that it was weird. I knew it was weird. And when you find space, sometimes you attack that space. And I mean, it's far from the last time this happened. I can't remember who we played before that game. May or may not have been the Christmas game against the Browns. And I had a situation where I was lined up at number 3 inside. We get a cover 0 look, and again, not at all the look that, I mean, honestly, it was a bad play versus that look, because the route that I really had it wasn't compatible with a cover 0 look because of the leverage that I would end up getting. The guy would be inside. Aaron was getting ready to call timeout right before, I think this was my first touchdown in that game. And I run up on him and I make a move on the guy, and the ball was already in the air. They were blitzing him. He lofted it up like a ball way before I was ready for it. Had enough air, ran underneath it, and then I remember him just running over to me saying, like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was something to the extent of, "God, I love you. Like this is what I need right here." I almost aborted the play, but I just, for some reason, I knew that you were going to be thinking the same thing as me there. And that's what we're looking forward to getting back to.
This is going to be so much fun. Do you understand? Do you understand?
I was about to ask you that. What
do you mean? Do I understand?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Do you understand how much fun it's going to be?
I'm going down memory. I still can't believe this has happened, because there's an idea of, like, oh, you know me. I love a cute storyline. I'm cheering for you and Aaron to ride off into the sunset and, like, draw your swords against the whole world. Like, I love that, you guys versus everyone. But for it to actually happen, I kind of can't get over. I can't get over it.
Yeah, I'm still having trouble. I mean, it'd been like 3 or 4 times today where I was in the facility and I just was looking around. I'm like, I'm really in here right now. Like, this is really happening. I look over, I see Aaron. He's sitting in front of me in the offensive meeting, sitting next to me in the team meeting, kind of how we did in Green Bay. and just went back to it. We talking, getting back on the same page, talking about a few intricacies of the routes and all the stuff. And then I was literally in the middle of talking to him at one point today, and I was like, yeah, I just had to stop for a second. He's like, what's up? I'm like, nothing, bro. Anyway, and I just get back to it. Like, it's mind blowing. And we had on the ride back from the facility back to his house, we talked about it a little bit more, and it's just it's a crazy thing. It was crazy enough to be able to join back with Derek after all that time, and to be able to do that same type of thing and end up in a situation that I'm happy with, and to pick the team twice that I wanted to get traded to is it's a rare thing, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've had, and the teams that I've been on, but. This is a new opportunity. I'm definitely ready for this journey.
Was there a worry it wouldn't be the Jets?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, how serious is that? How serious was that?
I mean, it was very serious because it's a lot of things that go with trading for a player like me, especially like I said, in the middle of the season. It's not something that's easy to do, period. Let alone when they've already spent their money. You got situations with players that aren't here that they've committed to. So. It was just too many things that made it feel almost like it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it was just the right thing to do based off where we were in Vegas either way to, find a new home and put them in a situation where maybe they could be more successful potentially, just based off of, I've talked about it in the past. I get played a little bit differently than a lot of people. I mean, there's a few guys in the league that may get similar respect, but the way I get played, you got to have somebody that's on the same page as you and sees the game, kind of how you do. And that's what I have now.
How's Derek? What was that call like? I imagine Saints can you confirm Saints were part of this? I'm sure he's bummed out.
Yeah. I mean, surprising enough, it doesn't really happen this way often, but a lot of the teams that were being mentioned in the media were, some of the ones that in my mind the whole time was, hopefully that I would be able to get here. So that was plan A, but you got to have a plan B and a plan C in situations like this just in case. But, thankfully, again, my plan A worked.
It worked. I'm sure Derek sat. So pretty much the media had it right, though. It was like Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Saints.
Yeah, well, those are the ones that got involved. Those are the ones that I wrote down on a little piece of paper and handed to the general manager. Those are the ones that were interested, and just so happened that the Jets were my number one choice, and they were probably the most interested, or clearly the most interested in me as well. So
I have a question. Were the Chiefs on the list?
Negative.
No.
That was talked about, but I mean, it's
tough.
I don't want to say anything crazy, but the Chiefs were not on the list.
Chiefs were not on the list. How'd you end things with the Raiders?
I mean, I had a really good conversation with Tom Telesco, and we had a lot of good conversations throughout the whole deal, and I got a lot of respect for him and the way that he handled this. Honestly, couldn't have been any smoother and more considerate of, my thought process throughout this whole thing, being realistic about, why this has come to what it's come to. He stressed to me multiple times that this is not what he wanted to do, but just based off of where I was and kind of how some other things unfolded as well. It just put us in a position where this is probably, or was probably the best option. And and like I said, it was more than just me coming here and playing with Aaron and having another, dream situation. It was more about being able to maximize what I can do and not getting in a situation where I feel helpless when I'm on the field. Not every game is going to be 200 yards, 100 yards, or, 15, 10 targets. I'm not expecting that every time. But I do expect to be able to feel as though I can have an impact on the game at any point. And, that's what made me is having that belief and building that confidence and making the plays. And, I got a little too used to not being able to produce at the level that I should be at this point in my career. And to be year 11 and to still be moving the way that I'm moving and feeling the way that I do about football, I just want to maximize this time before it does come a point where I'm not able to be on top and win the way I can.
You care so much. That's it. You care so much. And I think you cared about how you left the Raiders. I think it was very important to you. I loved the message. I loved how thoughtful your message to them was. I loved that. Did you hear from Tom Brady?
I have not heard from Tom. I haven't talked to Tom in a while, but I know that Tom is, he's one of the most amazing people that I've met. So I know for a fact that he understands this process.
Totally.
I know he was definitely involved in it one way or the other, but we did not speak. He hasn't really been around. I know he had his own deal that was, you know, he's trying to comb through. So I kind of left him and kept it really, really tight. Because the other thing is some of this stuff just gets messed up off of it ending up in the wrong people's hands. And not saying Tom is one of those people at all.
No,
I'm just saying you get to talking to Tom, then it's Bill, then it's Jeff, and then Rick and all these people. And then now Rick's got to tell his buddy, because that's the craziest news he ever heard. You know, Davante wants out, or Davante this or Davante that, you know, the Jets or this team or that team. So for me, it was just keep it as tight as possible, because loose lips sink ships, and I didn't want that to hurt my opportunity to get here.
It makes a lot of sense. And then people want to make a lot of you leaving, making the decision. I don't think it's one you made rashly. It had to have been about. It had to be really thoughtful, right? And over a long period of time. And you said today to the media, it was time for a change. We're in a better place. The Raiders are in a better place. I like that because I think it shows your consideration for the Raiders, how you wanted to leave things. How did you know when? Like, how did you know when was the right time? What happened?
I didn't know. It was not that it wasn't rash at all, but it was something that hit me, and it was something that had been on my heart for a while, honestly. And it was something that I basically did everything that I could to try to make it work in Vegas, because I love that city. I love putting on that uniform. I mean, everything about it, that stadium, those fans, everything about it was amazing, other than the part that I just didn't feel like I was able to maximize what I could do. And sometimes you get in a position where you get older in this league and you get phased out because you're not, who you once were. And unless that's the reason, I don't want to have anything, have any bearing on what I can do on the football field. And it was clear that, I wasn't able to maximize my situation. And if you're winning, it's different, because if you're a winning football team, what do I look like sitting here saying I won out when we're, 5-1, 6-1, or 4-2 even at this point? So for me, I just wanted to be in a situation that I felt like I was going to be making myself better and potentially helping out, the Raiders as well.
You care about your quarterback so much. You care about Derek. You care about Aaron. That's what you know the importance of that. And now you're just living in this dude's house. How many crystals does that man have? I'm seeing one over your right shoulder. How many crystals are in that house?
Let me count how many are here. We got 1, 2.
I'm dead.
3, 4. I got 7 right here.
Yeah.
It's got to be some more around here somewhere.
Don't you drink any weird teas that are lying around there, Davante? Don't you drink any weird teas? I'm
on a water cleanse over here. Don't worry.
You listen. You listen to that, Aaron. Don't you drag my Davante into some jungle nearby in the forest of Montclair.
Well, there is one right here behind us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay on this side of the house.
How long are you staying there?
I don't know. I'm homeless right now, so until I get my spot and get my family out here, I might be crashing for a little minute. We'll see.
That's a good friend. I'm sure he's happy about that. Last one, Malachi Corley. What'd you give him? Just tell me. Come on.
That is. I'll tell you when we get off the air. How about that? I can't release that on the air right now, but if you'd like to know personally, because we're great friends, I could let you know.
Can you just tell me why you can't tell everyone? Is it embarrassing?
No, it's not embarrassing at all. It's just...
why keep it a secret?
Because for his sake, I don't want everybody to know. Put it that way.
We're protecting our teammate, and that's what Davante Adams brings, baby. He's going to get the best out of everybody. Listen, we changed the graphic to green already. We've got it. Really last one for you. You wrote a beautiful thing to the Raiders. What would you like to say to Raiders fans?
Well, what I just said a second ago, really. I mean, I already miss that place. I'm going to be there, living there. That's my home base now. So I really I enjoyed every second that I was there. It was really great. I mean, living in Vegas was amazing. I got received by the community, the fans. I mean, at a really high level. You talk about going from Green Bay, a really small market, to Vegas, the complete opposite of that. And finding a new home, new opportunities. I mean, you see this right here. This is part of where I ended up. So I got a lot of love for Vegas. Those fans were amazing, and like I said, once a Raider, always a Raider. So I may be over here right now, but, in spirit, I'm not going nowhere.
Beautifully done, beautifully said. We appreciate the time, and I'm excited about T.J. Watt and Minka watching 2021 Green Bay Packers tape ahead of Sunday Night Football.
No doubt, no doubt.
Enjoy it. Go kick ass. I'm so excited for you, and congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Tay.